So here, Jerry came in here with Paul Coleman of Coleman Combat.
Yeah.
A real red letter day today.
Yeah.
You had a mat full of OGs of Irish martial arts.
Yeah, it's
The real OGs.
Real OGs. The real men that fought back in the 70s, the early 70s, and right through to today. And where we're bringing it forward again with the Coleman Combat system.
Yeah.
We're bringing the teachings along, that's all.
Practically black belts to a man, yes?
Every one of them that we're here are all high-ranked black belts. They're from like black belts that were injured, say, years ago and couldn't train anymore, so they held their rank, and then up to 9th and 10th degrees, so Grand Masters.
And a very special day today because 50 years from the start.
It's 50 years. The official opening was 1971, but the club opened in 1970. We cleared it all out, and Barney and Shay started teaching here in 1970. And the doors have never closed, even in blizzards, in storms and riots. No matter what, that door was always opened, and they always trained. So it's the oldest Kenpo club in the world, American Kenpo club in the world. It's older than the Founders Club, Ed Parker. So that goes to show you the history.
And obviously it's the longest running club. By definition, it's the oldest as well.
Yeah, it's the longest running club in the country. The longest running club.
In the world?
In the world, yeah. Yeah, in the world. It's the oldest running club in the world. It was originally they moved in here because they lost the club in the waterworks up in Marylebone Lane. So they needed somewhere to move to. So they moved here in 1970 and they've never left here. So we've been here since then, and 80% of all martial arts, American Kenpo martial arts, came through this club in Ireland. So you could trace 80% of it back to this club, and in Europe. Willie Kelly, one of the first black belts, he's over in the corner. He is the man that brought American Kenpo to Holland, and he trained against the K1 fighters over there. And he brought that there in the early 80s from High Street. So there's a good tradition here. We have people all over the world. We have them in America, we have them in Australia, we have them in mainland Europe that came from this club.
So give me a few names of people we might have heard of that came through the club.
That came through this club: John Ward, Willie Kelly, Gino Fishardi, John Birch, Paddy Kennedy. There's loads in martial arts. Anybody who does martial arts would know most of them. The one they'd know most of all is my brother Barney Coleman.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Barney. He was the driving force behind most of the martial arts in this country. Right. Without him, you wouldn't have had the likes of MMA starting years ago, or the K1, or any of that type of stuff. People would trace it back. He was behind pushing the martial arts in the country.
And did you tell me earlier, Paul, that in fact some of the MMA pioneers actually came through this club? In Ireland.
Yeah, well, came through the lineage of this club.
Yeah.
You had John Kavanagh. He trained under Vivian Spain, got his black belt under Vivian Spain. Vivian Spain is a student of Barney Shane Morris's.
And that's in Kenpo.
That's in Kenpo, yeah. So he trained in that. So the lineage can be traced back. It's just that people forget that. They're just looking at one particular system and they don't see wherever else. You can see where we've taken it now, because we've seen how people have forgotten about it over the years, that we've taken the Coleman Combat and brought it forward. So we've brought that out into the limelight and showed people that we're not gone and we're not forgotten, we're still here. And as you can see on the wall up there are belts that we've won over the last couple of years.
And to be fair, I mean, a lot of MMA clubs, and it's not both, it's real, they have real comradeship, it's real teams. But this is like people from 50 years ago, you still have the ties. I mean, that's a strong bond.
Well, this club, when this club was originally formed, the club wasn't classed as a club. We never advertised. This club never ever advertised. You won't even see advertising to this day. We were the first ones to put advertising out, and that was just to let people know, well, if you want to train, we're here.
And it's even hard to find. I couldn't find it for half an hour the first time.
It's very hard to find. It's just a door in the side of the castle wall, and no one seems to know what it is. There's a little plaque up over the door, and it just says High Street Kenpo Academy, and that's all. We never advertised. But this club was always a family. Everybody helped one another. If anybody needed anything, Barney and Shay were friends to everyone. And the crest that we give out today is the original crest that was actually drawn in 1971 by my brother. Not by my brother, by my uncle for my brother. So it's a family thing.
So this must be a very proud day, I mean, for the Coleman family, but for you as well. And
Well, it is, except that Barney's not here. Barney is in hospital, like, I suppose, he had 2 massive strokes and he's in hospital. We had a plan for him to come down today, but the weather was too bad. We'd rather have him safe than sick.
Yeah, just a couple of inches there, I guess. That's about 6 So, and I mean, today, how relevant is Kenpo? How relevant is Kenpo today? I mean, how many clubs are there in Ireland? Are they thriving? How is it going on?
There's numerous clubs, numerous Kenpo clubs in Ireland. Like, you have them all over. And there's people that have trained here over the years and went off and opened their own clubs and their own associations. And they do thrive. But what we've always had from the beginning with my brother, he always taught us to experiment in different styles. Go, train in different styles, fight in different competitions, because you never lose. Even when you lose, you learn. So that was the philosophy of this club, and that's the Coleman philosophy.
And does that work both ways? I mean, do you welcome in people from other disciplines?
We welcome everyone in. We welcome loads of different disciplines in here. We had jiu-jitsu in here, we've had judo in here, we've had kung fu, laugar, jeet kune do. We've had everything in here.
And let's say for the mixed martial artists who let's face it, are kind of clogging up the airways and whatever. I mean, that's what people hear about. I mean, why would they come into a Kenpo club? What can they add to their game here or in any other Kenpo club?
Well, for a start, discipline is one. Comradeship amongst them. It's when you walk into this club, you have a plaque. Ego-free zone. Yeah. There's no egos in this club. When you walk in here, you're not a Conor McGregor, you're not a Cerrone, you're not any of them. When you walk in here, you're an individual, and you make friends here, and people make friends with you, and that's the way it is. You learn, and if you have something that we can learn from, we will take that. We will learn with, and we'll train with you, and we'll help you with stuff that we know. You know what I mean? So it's just it's an open door for learning. That's all this club is.
And you can see there, guys, behind us, everybody's disappearing. There was a big crowd when we started. You're all, of course, this is a celebration, 50 years. Yeah. So you're going up for the tea and sandwiches.
We have a room booked in the Lord Edward. So all the lads are going over there after it just to have a bit of a chin wag and catch up on years ago and a reminisce and a few drinks and sandwiches and stuff like that. So it's a family basically, and we all want to catch up. And it's just, they're all sad that Barney's not here today, because it was Shay and Barney for 50 years at the top of that class, every single day. And
I know Shay had to head off. He wasn't feeling too well, but we got some video of him earlier on, so that'll be in here.
Shay had to head off. He's only over pneumonia, so he came down just for that, just for the commemoration, and he wouldn't celebrate on his own.
And it's a dirty old day, though. You better mind himself and get warm.
You have to look. Shay is 76 now, so 77, and like a bout of pneumonia at 77 isn't
funny at any age.
No, you know what I mean. So he dragged himself out of bed to come down today for this. Shay will always show support for us, and same as Barney if he was here. No matter what we done in the combat system, he was always there, and Shay was always there.
Anyway, listen, Paul, it's your party, so you got to go up and Jerry, they told you bring the wallet.
Well, you have to come up and you have to join in. Yeah. We want you to come up and join in and have a bit of fun, you know what I mean? And see what it's all about.
Well, let me get packed up here. So anyway, guys, a red letter day in Coleman Combat here in the centre of Dublin City, right beside Christ Church.
Right, it's under it's actually in the castle wall.
It's in the castle wall, and they're going to go in and celebrate, and I'm going to pack up. But a red letter day for martial arts generally in Ireland, and thank you very much, Paul, for talking to us.
Problem.
And here's to another 50 years for Coleman Combat.
Thank you. And everyone is welcome. Anyone who wants to come down, Trainers is welcome.
Perfect. Thank you.